I'm going to share a secret facial massage technique that's more effective than guasha and better than Botox, and it's called Bojin. It's a simple massage technique that's been used in TCM for hundreds or even thousands of years using this little tool right here. And so you can think of it like the cousin of guasha, but it targets deeper areas of the facial muscles, tissues, acupoints, and meridians that are all along our face. And because it's not just surface, it targets the actual acupoints, it also helps with relieving eye stress, headaches, strains, migraines, and also calms stress and anxiety. So it's like basically a facial massage that's helping with the whole body. And the best thing is, the results are pretty instant. So if you guys haven't been following along, I've been on a TCM health journey, and part of that has been getting weekly facial massage and acupuncture on my face to promote that kind of youthful skin glow from within. So I really wanted to break it down and share a simple routine with you guys because it only takes 15 to 30 minutes, whatever time that you have, and you only need to do it once or twice a week to see results. I asked my TCM specialist to share all the secret tips with me, and we're gonna do that today. So here's how you can do it at home. For this routine, you'll only need a few things. First is a spa headband or just something to get your hair out of the face and the hairline. And this one is my favorite because it has this little section to pull your hair through like a ponytail. And we put it on our Beauty Within shop, and it's just like what they use at the facial clinic. Then to quickly cleanse the face, if your face isn't washed, I'll actually use facial wipes. These are the Bethesda micellar sheets, and it's my go-to for quickly and gently taking away grime because we're starting with a clean face. Now, pick a facial oil you have. I'm using this one from Jizu, taking about one full pump and warming it up in my hands, then evenly spreading this all over my face. You want to really work the oil into your skin and make sure every area is well nourished so that there's no pulling or friction when we use the tool. I love crossing my fingers together and then pulling it out past my chin and cheeks. It feels so good and really helps to spread the oil all over. Then I kind of split my fingers and spread them on either side of the ears, kind of massaging them back and forth a little and open up those areas. And then slightly rub the earlobes. You can take another pump and also apply it down the neck and use any left down to the chest, which is where our lymphatic system from the face drains down to. So we're just working that in nicely and warming up. You can even give yourself a little bit more of a massage if you want and stroking around the cheeks and the jaw, but we're going to get into that in just a bit. Okay, so once that's all spread evenly, we're going to use our Bojin tool. And the Bojin tool has a small round ball at the tip. And this is what helps us target and massage specific acupoints that are spread all over our face. And for a Bojin routine, we can use 3 different types of motions: pressing, circling, and zigzagging. We're first going to use the pressing motion to wake up our acupoints. Between the lower lip and the chin, press for about 3 seconds. And as you can see, I like to slightly wiggle it in place. Then moving to the side corners of the mouth, press and wiggle again. Now moving below the nose and above the upper lip in the Cupid's bow, press right in the middle. Hold and release. Now find the groove at the corner of the nostrils. Then follow along the bottom cheek contour, press right under that bone. This one feels so good. And then moving in that same direction, find the hollows right under the cheekbones and press and drain down. Now moving to the eye region, starting at the groove right under that inner eyebrow, press and slightly circle it in place. Then follow the upper eyebrows where it starts to form the arch and press and hold there. Then we follow and find the acupoint at the tail of the eyebrow and finish by gliding to the temples, then releasing to the sides of the face and down the neck. And that's one side done. Then using your hands, you can gently push down and smooth out the skin and give your muscles and your skin a little bit of release. And this will feel so good. Now let's do it to the other side. Feel free to watch and follow along. In traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, these facial acupoints are connected to energy pathways, which are called meridians. And you can think of these like train tracks where our energy passes all throughout our body, face, and scalp. And when we look good, feel good, have been treating ourselves well, everything's going smoothly. But sometimes, if we haven't been looking after ourselves well, there'll be a traffic jam, causing some acupoints to be blocked, which leads to poor circulation. And this will show up differently for everyone, including congestion, sometimes inflammation, dull skin, premature aging, because the nutrients and oxygen in our blood and muscles aren't properly being delivered. So by doing facial massages on a weekly basis, we're really helping ourselves bring back the natural glow and lift from within. At this point, I'm already feeling like my face is lifted, wide awake, and stimulated in areas that I typically didn't even know existed. So it feels so refreshing. For the next section, we're going over very similar areas of the face, but we're going to use the zigzagging motion starting at the bottom of the chin. Pressing moderately, use the Bojin tool and follow along the jawline using these small zigzag motions. And I'm using the other hand to push and guide the skin upwards. My facialist does this with my treatments, and that's where I learned it. This motion really helps to undo all the little knots along our chin and jaw that you might not even know was there, especially if you're like me and you grind at night or you clench really hard, or even just things like biting every day. Ooh, there's this satisfying ache. When you reach towards the end of the jawbone, release down the neck and use your fingers to press along that same area, and you can repeat this between 1 to 3 times. Then again, smooth that section out with your fingers to relax. Okay, now we're starting at the point at the corner of our mouth and doing the same motion, moving diagonally upwards with the same zigzagging motion, and it almost follows perfectly along where your teeth are under the skin. So you can use that as a guide. So don't press too hard. But getting the right pressure is really important. It should feel firm but not painful, and everyone will have a different tolerance. Smooth it out again. And now you'll see why your face needs to be nicely oiled for this routine. We don't want any friction. Now moving to the acupoint next in the nostrils, using small circular or zigzag motions, whichever feels easiest, glide along, following the contours under your cheeks. And this will help with lifting the cheeks, smoothing out smile lines. It also helps reduce face swelling and puffiness, and even sinus issues. So this one feels so good. And when you're almost at the ear, stop and drain down. Now we're starting at the acupoint under the eye, so right under the iris and at the top of the cheekbones. You should feel the bone, so it's not in the soft pocket of your eye. I'm making small circular motions along the contour of the upper cheek and moving naturally upwards until it reaches the temple. These points can also really help to drain away puffiness around the eyes and the cheek. Then when I'm at the facialist, she strokes the nasal passageway a few times and starts at the acupoint right under the inner eyebrow. You'll feel that hollow area and it sits snugly there. And then we start moving slightly across the eyebrows using small circular motions. You can do a little figure 8 motion, smooth that out. And you can repeat 3 times. The acupoints around the eye really help me when I'm feeling fatigue or just like drowsiness, but also dry eyes and eye strain. So if you're staring at a computer for too long, these are also the acupoints that you really want to target. It'll help get the circulation and the energy going again and make you feel instantly more awake. Now this is one of my favorite areas, the forehead, or in my case, a 5 head. Starting at the acupoint slightly above and between the eyebrows, using slightly wider zigzag motions this time and moving towards the hairline going up. You can guide the Bojin tool and lift the skin with your other hand, and this will create that kind of lifted effect. This helps release tension in the forehead and also helps to even out fine lines from forming. Then using the eyebrow as an anchor, move slightly over and repeat the process, fanning out slightly each time. So I actually love these forehead ones because I've noticed that as I get older, my skin gets drier, and when I make expressions and it comes back down, like the lines or the fine lines actually like stay there. So this one not only helps with like deep stress relief, but it also helps to kind of iron out my little fine lines on the forehead. So it's one of my favorites. Like you will feel instantly relaxed up here. It's crazy. The acupoints around the eye and forehead area can really relieve tension from headaches, congestion, and even stress and anxiety. And sometimes you can feel tiny little knots all over the forehead, especially if you've been frowning, if you've been angry, and we're just releasing all the tension. Here's a quick before and after on one side. It's actually lifted. At this point, you might need a little top up of your facial oil if it's feeling a little drier, so I'll put a few more drops as needed. Now, let's repeat on the other side. Yay! And that's the whole routine. At the end, because our scalp is also linked to our face and a lot of the facial muscles are actually in our scalp. So one point that you can also press on is this point. It's at the very top of your scalp. Like if you were to pull a thread through your body and it comes out the top of the head, that is your bai hui point. You can use like 2 thumbs and just press moderately hard. Give it some pressure. It's like a stress and anxiety kind of releasing point. And then if you have kind of like a scalp guasha, you can just go along. And if you don't have one of these, it's also fine. You can use your fingers and then just move the scalp skin. So you're not like rubbing the actual skin, you're like moving the skin over your scalp. And this helps with hair growth, helps with blood circulation, helps with lifting, and it feels so good. So straight after, you can see the difference for me, especially around these points where I get really tense. Afterwards, I feel so much looser, and TCM is all about blood flow and getting the circulation right, because when you have good blood circulation, you get really good collagen production, your face stays youthful, it's plump, and it's just healthy. So you can follow that routine once or twice a week, which brings me to like the difference between guasha and Bojin. Because we're actually targeting the meridians and the acupoints and the muscles on the face with Bojin, it's not something that you necessarily have to do every day, because think of it like a massage. When you get a body massage, your muscles and your body needs time to kind of like repair, replenish after that massage, right? And it's the same with the face. So it's something that you can do once to twice a week. But guasha is actually more surface level, where it's kind of just like smoothing over the surface of the skin and moving the lymphs, because the lymphs are very close to the surface. You don't need to press that hard to kind of move and drain the lymphatic system. So the technique is different, the tools are different, and the frequency that you do it is different. So that's just kind of a little FYI if you are already doing guasha. And actually every time I go in, they actually always do this, and then I follow it with the facial acupuncture. It's like nature's natural Botox and lifting, because what it does is stimulate all the acupoints, the meridians, so that your skin and your face structure naturally just know what to do. Then you'll naturally look your best at like any age. And with facial acupuncture, you can see it's like instant lifting afterwards. The first time that I got it, I was so shocked. I looked at my phone afterwards. My skin was like radiant from the inside.
Oh my goodness. It's not like skincare glowing, but it's like healthy from within. I don't know. I'm actually quite shocked.
So Bojin works the best with facial acupuncture, but on top of that, with anything, holistic and TCM related, it also works well with a very healthy diet if you're balanced, and also if you're getting good sleep. And those are kind of like the tenets of inner outer health and inner outer beauty. So what I'm gonna do now, because we did it on ourselves, is you can also do it for your significant other, for your friends. If you've learned the ways, it feels so good, guys. Everyone will be like racing to you to give them a facial. So Thomas, come. What have you been waiting for?
Facial.
Okay, so we're going to create how to give your significant other a Bojin facial massage on our IG. So make sure you're following our IG.
Can you do more of these videos?
Goodbye.